and welcome to this Safe Medicate video tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be using the Feedback Centre to show you how to view the overall performance for each scheduled assessment section. Start by selecting Feedback Centre off the main menu. Ensure that the first option, Search for Assessment Feedback, is selected. We'll use the Export Data for Group or Cohort in a separate tutorial. Our next decision is to search for an assessment taken by a particular user group or to search for an assessment taken on a specific date. For this example, let's use the first option. Select the cohort start year and the cohort identifier. Remember, if you have two intakes a year, the first will be cohort A and the second cohort B. Next, select the group or the All Groups option and then click Search. Any assessments that match this criteria will be listed. You then need to click directly on the chosen assessment listing, which will open up the Assessment Overview screen. So as you can see, the Assessment Overview screen is divided into three main sections. At the top, all the student results are shown as a bar chart with each column or bar representing an individual student. And by default, students are ordered alphabetically from left to right by username. Moving on to the lower left are the assessment details for the assessment you are viewing, showing its associated module, assessment title, date taken, user group type, and area of practice. To the lower right of the screen, all students' results are shown as a listing, with each row representing an individual student. By default, students are ordered alphabetically from top to bottom by surname. Note that there are a number of tools available to view the data differently, and you can drill a little deeper into the individual results and print or export the data shown on screen. Let's start by looking at the top area where the bar chart is shown. So if you hover your mouse directly over a column or bar, you'll get a pop-up label showing the student name and percentage score for that student. If you then click directly on a column or bar, it'll show a chart representing the assessment breakdown for an individual student. Note that the first three bars on the chart show the percentage score for each element of the competency model, that being conceptual, calculation, and technical measurement. The last bar represents total percentage score. Note that in this particular example, it is immediately evident that the student has lost marks in all three of the phases of the problem-solving process. As with the previous chart, you can hover your mouse directly over a column or bar to get a pop-up label showing the percentage score for that element. Then, once you're finished viewing each section, click the icon at the top right of the display to return to the original chart, showing all student results. Lastly, if the results need to be printed, then the chart displays can be printed or downloaded as an image in a number of predefined formats. Just simply click on the button illustrated on screen to open the Print Chart menu and select from one of the available options. Let's now turn our attention to the list display. Each row of the list represents an individual student. By default, students are ordered alphabetically from top to bottom by their surname. You can reorder the list by clicking the appropriate column header. For example, if you want to list the students from highest score to lowest score, then click the Score column header. Note that this also has the effect of reordering the data in the chart display accordingly. By default, summative assessments have the results withheld from students until such time that you deem it suitable for them to be released. For example, following an examination board. Use the Release Feedback button to release withheld results and make them accessible to students. You can use the Display Options button to reveal additional tools. These tools allow you to choose between showing the total score as a numeric value, which is the default, or as a percentage. The User List option enables you to show all users in that cohort, only those students that have actually sat the assessment, or those that have not sat the assessment. Finally, if you want to export data in Microsoft Excel format for further analysis, then simply click the Export button. Your file should begin to download immediately. That's it for now. In the next tutorial, we'll focus our attention on reviewing and interpreting the results of an individual student. Many thanks again for taking the time to watch this tutorial.